So we are sitting here with Stewie from SK Gaming this year. How is your personal assessment of the team since joining? I know you guys have had a rough go of it since you've joined the team. Anything that you see personally that is affecting that?
Yeah, we've gone through some rough patches, but I don't think we're as bad as people think we are. People think we have no hope, but I see a lot of hope on this team. We just need to find out how to work together, how we need to be teammates, how we need to help each other in game, and how we like to play in game. And we tried doing that by just playing, but it doesn't come naturally for us. So we need to play more and more and more, and the more we play, the more we get to know each other in game, so it'll improve for us.
Is the language gap as big a deal as people make it seem?
The language gap, it wasn't as big of a problem as people said they were. But at the start, I say it was. But nowadays, the past two tournaments, I don't think communication has ever been a problem. Like the language barrier isn't there, but communications, I wouldn't say it's too bad. I think it's good.
Are you picking up Portuguese anytime soon?
No, I'm not planning to learn Portuguese anytime soon.
They can learn English. They're already like halfway there, so it's not as big a deal.
How is obviously coming from an NA team and going to a Brazilian team, it's a big deal, and regardless of who's doing it. Obviously somebody as big as you kind of amplifies that by 1,000 times. Have you noticed any backlash from the NA side towards you, now being associated with the Brazilian team?
Yeah, I think I get backlash all the time for joining SK. People say that I should leave, join back Cloud9, or say that it wouldn't work out, call me a traitor, snake, any of that. But I don't care about it too much. I'm just doing what I need to do for my career, and I'm doing what's best for it.
It's like your LeBron moment right now.
Yeah.
pretty much, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
What has been for you guys? In this tournament, you started off pretty strong. Obviously, took out Optic 2-1, came against FaZe, and even against Astralis, you guys got 2-0'd, right? And these are considered the top tier competition. In your mind, what do y'all need to do to get back to that level that people are used to seeing SK at?
The problems that we have right now that I see aren't problems that we can't fix. I think, for example, against FaZe, we lost a pistol round that we really shouldn't have lost, and that cost us the game at the end because we lost a few rounds behind. And against Astralis, I say the same thing because we started a comeback and our T side was really bad and we couldn't find any rounds, and our CT side was nearly perfect, but we couldn't bring it back. So if we just fix the little things on T side, on what to do if we have little money, if we could create things together and not play individually, then I think we'll be a lot better. Then the little mistakes would not happen, and hopefully economy will build and break their money and build a few more rounds.
Where do you feel the direction of the team going now with, Fallen taking a step back from being in-game leader, you have Cold now doing it. Where do you see SK in the next, say 3 events?
I think right now it's the first stepping stone for us for making it out of stage. We did pretty well this tournament. I want to say it's the best. We can do a lot better for sure. When it comes to Cold and Fallen, there's not a big difference when it comes to IGLing. They have same leadership qualities. They lead the team the same way. They think the same way. Sometimes when Cold needs help, he asks Fallen, and they talk to each other a lot. And I don't need to help. It feels good to not help sometimes. On Cloud9, I felt like I was always involved, even when I didn't have to answer, and we had to figure it out. But when we don't have the answers, they like to figure it out themselves, so it feels a little more relief on my side.
How has your role changed from Cloud9 to SK, other than obviously being involved from an in-game, leading standpoint? From a round-to-round type standpoint, how has your role changed from one team to the other?
I feel like my role right now in SK is how it should have been when I first joined Cloud9. I'm being put as a player, and I just play. Whenever I'm told to play, I play. I do what I'm said, and when I need to give my input, I give my input. And I don't need to do anything else in that. I just need to improve my own game. I don't need to worry about anyone else, and I can focus on my own screen.
Taking it back to a few questions ago where you talked about the response from the fan aspect of joining SK. Was there anything or any backlash from the player community, from the pro scene of you leaving Cloud9 and joining SK? Was there any pros in particular that, showed any type of hate?
I don't think any pro showed any type of hate. I think it's pretty unrealistic to do that and pretty unprofessional. But maybe in their heads they think it's a bad move, but at the end of the day it doesn't matter to any of us really.
Do you feel a different kind of pressure being on SK, who's been like an international dominant team, versus Cloud9? Obviously, y'all had the success there at the end by taking the major, but kind of throughout the top tier during your career has always been a team like SK, and that's probably one of the reasons why you made the move. But how has the pressure kind of changed going from Cloud9 to SK?
I wouldn't say there's too much of pressure. It just takes time for me to get to know these guys, so I know how they like to play. It's kind of like playing a pug and trying to communicate with your team, you know? Like, you don't know how they like to play. So right now I think it's a work in progress for us, but yeah.